Drone Mods 101 Willie here, doing another video on my battery mods that I Bugs 3 Pro. On my last video I did of this, it did not come out well and it didn't show enough detail as to how I did the battery mod. I'm doing this next video so everybody can see a step-by-step method that I used to put the battery mod on the Bugs 3 Pro. I took the case off the Bugs 3 Pro so you could see inside, and I'm going to do a step-by-step video on how I did this. So I'm going to start with the battery and how I took the battery out. Of course, it's a proprietary battery, and I opened the case, as you can see here. And when you open the case, you're going to have the pin connector that's attached to this on the base of the battery. That is the pin connector that is right here. When I opened it up in the battery, which is here, I took the battery out. Where it's soldered onto the pin connector, which is similar to this, which is right here, this is the one that goes onto the battery charger adapter, as you see here. This is the one that was in the battery. There's three wires. There's three wires on this where the battery is connected. You're going to unsolder the positive and negative and the blue balance charger wire. You're going to set that aside. Then you're going to take that pin connector, which is similar to this, the same pin connections, the same connections, positive and negative, and the blue balance charging wire, which is on this connector here. You've unsoldered those three wires. So that connector with the pins, if I can get a close-up here, you're going to flip this around. You're going to slide it back onto the connector, but you're going to flip it around because the battery will not fit in the bay when it's the other way around. If I can explain that properly. That's why I reversed the connections. The positive and negative are reversed. If you look closely on the pin connector, there's a positive and a negative on the pin connector. You can see it. It's displayed. Positive and negative. Positive, negative. You flipped this around upside down and slide it back on. You haven't soldered these back on yet, but you're gonna slide that on, and on the top here is where I put the JB weld. You're gonna secure that on there. And remember, this is flipped over, so the battery will slide into the battery bay. Okay, now, once you've got that in place and you're ready to glue, you put the JB weld on the top here. Don't put too much because it'll go onto the control board. Get just the right amount on there. And let that set for at least 4 hours. And once that's dry, you're good to go. That is solid. It's a very good glue. It gets like it's steel, like it's a metal connection. So once that's done, you're going back over to this. So now you have this flipped over. You have this flipped over. It's glued on there. It's ready to go. So you're going to resolder your battery connection back on, but you're going to do black negative to positive, red positive to negative, because you flip the pins around, and it works just great. Exactly like it did if it was the other way. And your battery will slide in. It gives enough space so your battery can slide in. That is the. So now you've got your positive negative reversed. You've got the pin connector reversed around, and you've got it glued in place. So you're ready to go with that. That is finished. So I'm going to go back to the battery. On the battery adapter to use for the charger, you have the balance plug, which is here. Remember, I removed that from the battery charger adapter that goes onto the battery. I removed the balance plug and resoldered it onto the Bugs 3 Pro battery. You can see here. That has a white, a red, and a black connection, positive and negative, and a white balance charger lead. That goes onto the battery on the blue, the positive and negative. The blue wire goes to the white wire on the balance charging plug. So you resolder that, reconnect your connection, your new plug for your battery goes onto this right there. That's your balance plug for your charger. And that's done. You set that aside. I'm going to do another view of the other side of this. There it is. You can see how that is. There's a close-up view. Flip it back around. Another close-up view. You can see the positive and negative. That is reversed. We'll go over it one more time. This is the pin connector from the battery. It's been removed from here. You disconnect the positive and negative and the balance wire, which is blue, from that pin. Then you attach it back onto the Bugs 3 Pro. You flipped it around and slide it back on, and you JB weld it in place. Let it dry, then resolder the negative to the positive and the positive to the negative. If that's as clear as I can get it. So if you guys are going to do this, follow this video very carefully, because this is how it's done, and it works perfect. So I hope that explains this battery mod much more clear, because my other video, it didn't download onto YouTube very well at all. Upload, I mean. And I'm going to put this video on YouTube, and I'm going to get rid of the other one. So hopefully this will come out good. I will try to edit it the best I can so everybody can see how this is done, because I know you guys want to do this. Everybody wants to be able to use other batteries. I'll take a quick look at my motors, which the 2300 kV motors. You can see the wiring here. I'm not going to get into that, because if you know how to do motors, I shouldn't have to explain all that. It's, you know, there's forward and, you know, different, you have backwards, forward propellers. You just got to make sure that it's going the right direction. If you know about that, you shouldn't have any problems with that. I have the original 8 amp MJX ESCs in here. They work fine. You can, the Bugs 3 runs off these same 8 amp ESCs and 3S batteries in on their Bugs 3, and these things don't even get warm. My motors don't get warm hardly at all. I've flown this on my other videos if you watch with my Wakira G2 gimbal, and this thing flies awesome. That mod is here. Here's my gimbal. As you can see, I've done some modifications to it. I've taken off the mount that it came with because it weighs 24 grams. You don't have to do that, but I did that to reduce more weight. The more weight you reduce, the more flight time and less stress on the drone you will have. So I set that aside. And I've got my gimbal, the weight down. I have my mini camera on there, my Firefly, and I've taken it came with the drone, and I've modified it, and to attach it to the gimbal. It works great. I've got the rubber bushings in there for dampening, and it slides right on. You don't have to do this, but I did it because of weight, and it works even better than the original one. So I'm going to do a quick shot of what this weighs now. It came in the box weighing 122 grams. Now, the controller box here, I just attach onto the bottom of the drone with Velcro. So I'll turn this on. There, zeroed out. 80 grams. That's a lot of weight reduced. This gimbal only weighs 80 grams. Okay, so we're done with that. So again, everybody out there that's been wanting me to do this, again, I had to take the cover off my drone again, which I didn't want to do, but I'm going to do it. I did it. This is the last time I'm going to be opening my drone because I've got my walk freaking great on this. I'm going to do some more flights with my Walkera gimbal and post those, download those on, or upload those onto YouTube and show you how well the Bugs 3 Pro flies with my Walkera gimbal. But for now, again, this is the pin plug that came off the battery. Here, I removed it, unsoldered the balance plug, which is blue, the positive and negative, off of that pin, which is similar to this. This comes from the charger adapter for the battery. I removed it, flipped it upside down, put it back, JB welded it on, reattached the battery plug, positive, negative, negative, positive. And that's it. If you do this, so you can use all the batteries you have. And again, I've redone the battery. I've taken the balance plug off of the battery adapter for the charger and reattached it to the battery. So you can use your Bugs 3 Pro battery and it works just fine. Okay? I'm gonna edit this video, and I pray to God that it came out good and that everybody can see exactly how this was done. And I'm going to do another video on my Walkera gimbal, which is really working out great. Only 80 grams with my smaller camera. So you can put a full-size GoPro or one of your sport cameras on here and it's still going to fly just fine. You can see the camera there. And I have FPV out on my camera. I've managed to get the Firefly micro camera to work on my FPV transmitter. That will be another video I will do and explain how I did that, because this is a great little camera. It's only 25 bucks. 1080 HP high definition with an SD micro card to record video. And it's not CMOS. It's a very, very clear video. It's awesome. And I modified that so I can do FPV with that. And I'm going to use goggles too. But I also use my monitor here. Okay? So, that concludes this. I really hope this video came out clear and good for everyone. And I will download this onto YouTube as soon as I edit it. Catch you guys later.